everybody, my name is Rebecca and I'm from Christchurch in New Zealand. I want to talk to you a little bit about how my life has completely changed. I remember very clearly the first moment that the energy started shifting because I was on my sofa crying, saying to my mum, I want to live a big life. And 2 weeks later, a friend of mine sent me a link to an article in Mind Valley, which is how I found Christie. So I watched your video with Vision and you shifted some energy with him, and it went from a circumstance where he was, I think at that point, looking to increase his employees, and he went from 40 to about 112 in about 3 months. And I worked in a bank at the time, so the numbers kind of was like, wow, that's incredible, how's that possible? So I started following the energy, which is obviously what's brought you all here today. And I did the Unlimited Abundance with Christie, and it felt so good. I was just like, oh, I just want more of that. So I ended up doing the Intuitive Life Coach training. I worked in a bank, and anybody who's worked in corporate, perhaps being a very sensitive person, it can feel quite structured, quite contracted, and there was often a lot of energy of speak up and then kind of shut you down. So I found that really difficult, and I thrashed around for a long time with that. I was in a circumstance where I was easing my way out of the bank and had connected with Christie and was doing her work. But just to give you an example, energetically, I would go to work and there was a woman who sat behind me, and you know, the energy, I didn't really know so much as I do now. I would have a headache and a sore back for about 20 minutes after she sat down behind me. And then after she left, 20 minutes later, I would be like, oh, you know, has somebody opened a window? Yeah, it was so, you know, completely understanding that now. In regards to my life, it was actually just over a year ago, I set a really strong intention, took some bold action, and I actually manifested an opportunity to speak at an event called Wanderlust, and I set that as an intention to change my career. So I went to this event, I finished my contract at the bank, stepped out and went to this event and spoke, and as I walked off the stage from speaking at this event, I got swarmed with people who became my customers to launch me into my intuitive coaching practice. Yeah, it was so exciting. Thank you. Yeah. And there's so many things that I could share. Everybody has so many stories, but the one thing I think probably the most profound was when I first started coaching, and I worked with a woman who had been having trouble trying to get pregnant. She'd been trying for 18 months with her partner. We did one session together, and she was pregnant 6 weeks later. Oh. That's when, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I was like, whoa, this, you know, that was my like, that's undeniable. This absolutely works, and, you know, I'm in. So it's been a beautiful journey, and I called my business Find Your Bliss, because that's what it feels like for me, and I'm really grateful to you, Christie, for the opportunity. I'm just blown away to have the opportunity to be with you here on the stage and to say thank you so much for changing my life.
Oh, thank you for showing up.
Thank you.